Today we're going to be installing Open Indiana Hipster. This is basically it's a fork of Open Solaris. So when Oracle acquired Sun, they pretty much shut down Open Solaris. But since it was open source, people forked it. They forked IllumiOS, which includes, so they created a fork which was IllumiOS, which includes the kernel and a bunch of system utilities and stuff. And that is used by, that's kind of used in the same way that the Linux kernel is used for a bunch of Linux distros. They use all that core stuff in IllumiOS as the basis for a bunch of, I guess, basically Solaris distros. I don't know that you'd really call them Solaris distros, but IllumiOS distros, whatever. But that's basically what Open Indiana is. So this is the closest thing that exists today to Open Solaris, or the closest current thing. You could probably get a hold of the original thing. Anyways, that's what this is. So Open Indiana Hipster. There are other basically Open Solaris distros out there. This is one of them. We're going to be installing it today. Let's just power this up so you have something to watch while I'm recording. Yeah, so this is I haven't installed Solaris in years, and it was, when I did it, it was Open Solaris, not Open Indiana Hipster. So let's give it a shot. Looks like it's going ahead with the default because I didn't select anything. Probably would be booting to multi-user, which is fine. Going to see how this goes. All right, so I have never done this before, and I have not installed Open Solaris in probably about 10 years. Yeah, it's probably been since 2010 when I last installed Open Solaris, and it's now 2020. So it's been a while, and when last I installed it, it was probably using network boot. I did install it based off of a CD a few times. But yeah, anyways, default language is 7 for English. All right, let's go ahead and select that. So, basically Solaris is an amazing operating system, and they had a lot of really progressive, really amazing powerful technologies like dtrace and ZFS. ZFS is still, in my opinion, the file system to use for if you care about your data. I mean, it's either ZFS or ButterFS or BetterFS, B-treeFS, whatever you want to call it. It's either ZFS or that, but generally these days, you're going to go with either like a BSD distro or a Linux distro. ZFS is great on Linux these days. Originally, it was just stable on. Well, originally it's from Solaris, developed on Solaris, and it was. It became. It was stable on BSD distros like FreeBSD because the licenses matched up pretty well, but it was hard to integrate it into Linux in the beginning due to licenses, which kind of held things back a lot. But these days, it's pretty stable on Linux as well. So anyway, enough about that. Getting off on a tangent. We're here today to install Open Indiana. So let's give it a shot. Now, this is actually a pretty nice-looking desktop, all things considered. Probably look even nicer on real hardware and not a VM. Now, this isn't quite as smooth and perfect as you might want, but this is pretty decent. This is kind of a neat-looking thing. It reminds me of how things used to look, how nice things used to look. Yeah, this would have been really nice back in 2010, but I mean, it's still nice now. I like the look of this. I mean, now everyone wants like the dark theme and everything. Even if not, things are shinier and slicker and whatever else. But yeah, this is still pretty neat. This is a nice little desktop they have. Look at that. We're using Mate. So it looks like we're using Mate these days. I remember they were using GNOME way back when I used Open Solaris and it was called the Java desktop. But yeah, it looks like we're on a live desktop now. And we can install, we can run an installer. We can use the default install, which I guess is graphical, or the text installer. I'm going to use the default installer. It's probably more interesting. Either way is fine, but this is probably more interesting. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we're already in a graphical environment anyways. There's a device driver utility, some other stuff. Let's just open this up to see how it looks. Look at that. All right, there's our. Oh yeah, and I remember. Look at this color scheme. These buttons are actually taken from Open Solaris. So even though we're using Mate, these are the same buttons, the same theme that they used in GNOME when they had GNOME installed on the old Open Solaris. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, let's run a terminal. I just want to see. Yep, uname-a. Look at that Sun OS. It's been a long time since I've typed a uname-a and seen something other than Linux. I mean, Linux is great. Love Linux and everything, but yeah, so Sun OS 5.11. That's yeah, Open Solaris. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, I'm a Linux guy, but Solaris is an amazing OS, and I really thought it had a chance before Oracle killed it. So yeah, we're gonna kill this. Looks like we're online by default. Anyway, let's launch the installer. Let's see. Next, here's our disk. We're just gonna choose this by default. We're gonna say use the whole disk because we don't care. I mean, we could split it up, but we're not going to. Use the whole disk. So next. All right, time zone. Let's choose New York. We have a nice little map to choose our time zones. So next, locale. So United States is the territory selected, and English is already selected. There we go. All right, root password. I'm going to type in my secret password. My real name is user1. Yeah, that's what I'm using anyways. Login name, user1. And password. And let's see. This is a really nice, clean installer. I mean, I even prefer this over. Like, see, it's just this nice little form with fields. It's a little bit cleaner than. I like this more than Ubuntu. Yeah, I mean, I guess Ubuntu's a little smoother and slicker and more modern and everything, but this is nice. Computer, we're gonna keep this because it's descriptive and it doesn't matter. All right. Oh, and look at this. This takes me back. Look at how they specify the disks. Instead of like SDA1, we have C4T0D0. So this has to do with like SCSI targets. So this would specify which SCSI disk you're installing on, which used to be a thing with servers. Not so much anymore. So yeah, that is pretty cool. All right. What else? I guess not much else to do other than let it install. Let's see how long this takes. While it goes, yeah, so this isn't too exciting. So while that goes, let's take a look here. Yeah, so this isn't going to be a real file system, but all right, we see ZFS is installed. Nothing using that file system probably, but the tool is there even on this desktop. So you could use this as like a recovery disk too, I guess. But zpool, yeah, zpool static, and is that it is using ZFS, isn't it? rpool, and there's a disk in it. Is that the, that's probably what's being installed, isn't that? Is that our install disk that it's installing to? It probably is. That has to be. Solarized dark. All right. Look at that. All right, we have a nice solarized looking, yeah, Solaris themed terminal here. What terminal do we have? Mate terminal. I was thinking we were going to have gnome terminal. It's mate. That is terrific. All right, so profile, background. Let's make this a transparent background, but not too transparent. There we go. All right, that looks ugly, but yeah, if we had a nicer, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, it's on a VM. If that were on if we had a higher resolution and it were on like a physical machine, that'd probably be a bit nicer. Let's just play around here while it's installing. Do we have any background? We have backgrounds in the installer. And it's mate, so you'll get all the stuff you would get if you installed mate on Linux. I guess it comes with a bunch of stuff. Let's see how that looks. All right, so we have a flower in the background, and yeah, so it's bright and whatever. All right, this still looks terrible. I don't know why this looks so terrible. How's our installer doing? Almost there. Still installing. Let's switch to, yeah, there we go. That looks like a nice wallpaper. And maybe we just shouldn't use solarized light or solarized dark. Anyway, it's, yeah, still installing. So we'll just poke around at things a little bit more while it installs. Let's change the colors a bit. I don't know why I'm wasting time on this. Green on black. All right. Yeah, that looks a little bit better on a transparent. Yeah. So yeah, black makes it like that black is better for a transparent color. So it's black, so it just looks like it shades it out a little bit. So that's kind of good. Yeah, I really got to speak into the microphone. So we have got yeah, and green stands out for your eyes. So let's see what else we can see in the system. It's not a real install, so there's only so much we can see. Let's see, devices, not a whole lot. No free command because it's not Linux. See what else is interesting to look at? Proc. There seems to be a proc file system, which I should be familiar with. But anyway, so yeah, I had thought that was a Linux thing. I should know better though. Kernel. Dtray. Oh, you know what? We could try the dtrace command. And can we even see all the output from it? Yeah. I don't know what we would trace. I haven't tried using dtrace in years. Let's see how our installer is doing. It started over. No, it looks like it's moving backwards. Like it's not progressing. I mean, maybe after it finishes every package, the bar starts moving over again. Or every time I switch away to a different screen, it moves backwards. So I guess we'll just leave this. Well, that's kind of nice. A little bit big for how I've scaled this VM, but otherwise kind of neat. Yep, looks a little bit nicer with a higher resolution. Doesn't matter, we're going to reboot now. Yeah, so I've got this VM set to 150% just so it'll take up more of the screen for the video, so you don't just see too much extra junk around the... Yeah, oh, and we had better remove the disk and reset. So, yeah, looks like it's booting off the hard drive. Gives us a similar boot menu, which hopefully is fine. SMF, so that was a service management thing that managed startup services and could handle like dependencies and stuff. Almost kind of like systemd, which was pretty nice. It's a long, long time ago. And here we go. Let's log in. User 1. And let's see if, no scaling, that's fine. Alright, wired Ethernet connected, gives us this nice name for our Ethernet device. Gigabit connection, that's fine. So this is just like the interface that we had before, except this is a real installed system. First thing we want really is the terminal. Oh, actually, let's play around with the desktop. We have 4 virtual desktops down here. Nice feature. No cube or anything. It has to have a cube. Well, this is Mate, not GNOME. I remember back running Open Solaris, I had like a 3D desktop and all kinds of effects and stuff. But anyways, so here's our running system, and we want to check the file system. So our pool, so it looks like we're using ZFS. So our pool is, yep, mounted on here. So my home directory is there. So df-h without the dot should show me all the, yeah, so we have our pool root. So we're running ZFS on the root directory as we should be. What else? What other R pools are in existence? R pool export. We have an export directory. R pool for an R pool directory. All right. Anyway, we have a home directory, and home user 1 is on another R pool. All right. Or another. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, they're all on our pool. So zpool status. All right. So there we go. There is here's our ZFS configuration. We have a pool called our pool, and here's our disk, C4T0D0S0. So that's our disk. Only one disk, so it's not redundant or anything. And yeah, it's the pool is our pool. That's where anything that's a disk or any file system is going to be on that. And so you create. It's been a long time since I've done this. Normally, I don't do anything elaborate like this with ZFS. I do use it on my NAS, but I believe these are for quotas. So this is like a separate snapshotable sub-file system or something like that. I forget what this feature was, but it's placed inside the same pool. In any case, I forget what this denotes, but yeah, this is where it's mounted anyway. Anyways, moving along. That's something to get into on another day on a ZFS tutorial. But anyways, so there we go. We have we're running ZFS, which is I think the single greatest feature of Solaris, even though it's now available on BSDs and on Linux. And at one point they were talking about making it the default file system on Mac OS, but that did not happen. What else? Unfortunately, I'm not sure if it even has support for it anymore or not. We have Firefox. Let's give this a try. I don't even know if there's any possible way this could support GNOME or Google Chrome. I don't know why the word GNOME is on my head. I think it's like a Freudian slip or something I'm thinking about. The GNOME desktop. Let's see. What other tools do we have? Yeah, it's freezing up this VM with look at these archaic things, CD rippers, CD tools, which are good to have, but these are like the main featured things under sound and video. They couldn't have a video player. They couldn't have like a something that plays music, but they have these CD rippers and stuff, which used to be super useful back when people used CDs. Now, not so much. Completely useless. What else do we want to do with this thing? So, yeah, this is, I don't know why. It's a VM, but it should be able to run Firefox fine. I don't know why. Maybe Open Indiana does not like running in a VM. It should have no trouble working great as a desktop system. And it's a great server, but running as a desktop in a VM, I'm guessing it just doesn't have the best support. It seems kind of laggy, maybe just because it's VirtualBox, but it seems like Firefox just, and is that, yeah. So there's Firefox actually running, all right. Yeah, this does not want to respond. Does not want to switch tab. Yeah, Firefox does not work well on this. I don't know why. Maybe if I installed it on real hardware, but yeah. So this is not looking like a good candidate for an OS to run on a VM as a desktop. I know this is a usable desktop. It works much better than this. But if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to click on these tabs and I can't select these tabs. I can only get this one default tab. I type in Google, hit enter. I cannot get it to even attempt to load Google. I'm definitely online. Yeah, it's not a matter of being able to. Probably don't have go. Yeah, we do have wget. Yeah, we can get Google, no problem. It's just not from Firefox. Firefox has issues on this, on the Mate desktop on Open Indiana, which is unfortunate. Anyways, this would probably make a great server, but if I were making a server, if I were creating a server, I'd probably be running Linux or a BSD, which is too bad. This used to they used to make great servers, and not that they don't anymore, but I just don't like how Oracle does things, and yeah, I don't feel like there's that much of a future in it anymore. I mean, who knows if there is any future for Solaris? It's almost like it's gone and forgotten. I mean, it isn't though. There's still plenty of people out there that use it. To me, it feels that way because I've just been using Linux at pretty much everywhere I've ever been since then. But yeah, anyways, we've got the system installed. This is everything that we were trying to demo for today. So that's about it. If you thought this video was interesting or even helpful, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. Click the little bell icon for updates when I put more videos out. If you didn't like the video, leave a comment. Tell me what you didn't like about it. Let me know how you feel. If you did like it, tell me what you did like. It doesn't matter if you like it, dislike it. I just want to know how you feel, what your thoughts are. Leave a comment down below. And as always, hope you enjoyed watching this video.